It's our favorite time of the year where we look at the Gilas men's national pool, and they just came out with the list and we try to pick it apart. So the Gilas men's national team recently released a laundry list of players that they will be pooling together as part of their selection process for who will be named into the Gilas pool that will be competing in FIBA tournaments and international games for the Philippines. Let's go through the list. Here we go. Scotty Thompson, CJ Perez, Kiefer Ravenna, Chris Newsom, Jerome Lastimosa at the point guard position. CJ Perez is a point guard. Interesting. Roger Pogoy, Jordan Heading, Bobby Parks, Francis Lopez, and Shawnee Winston banned at the 2 position. Shawnee Winston was a 1 or a combo guard at La Salle. I don't know how he's described as a 2 guard here. Dwight Ramos, 30 Ravenna, Jimmy Malonzo, Calvin Oftana, and Arvin Tolentino. Arvin Tolentino, very interesting pick here, and we'll talk about why in a bit. Japhet Aguilar, Justin Brownlee, Kevin Kiambao, Carlton Mayo, and Amos, the 4. And finally, Junmar Fajardo, Raymond Almazan, Kai Soto, and Ange Kwame at the 5. So you're going to see the whole list. An interesting selection process where I have a bunch of question marks for you. The first one is at the point guard position. Where is RJ Abarrientos, SJ Belangel, and Jason Castro if you really need it? Those 2 guys are probably, or those 3 names are probably your best chance at consistent scoring at the 1 position. Gilas' main problem over the past couple of editions, when the SEA Games and the FIBA, is that our defense, we have not found a replacement for Gabe Norwood. We have just not. And I think Jimmy Malonzo coming in is that solution. We need somebody who has length, athleticism, and shooting from the perimeter. And hopefully Jimmy Malonzo's addition to the Gilas men's lineup solves that problem. Because we haven't had solid perimeter defense in the past couple of editions, ever since Gabe Norwood, I believe, retired from international play. Now, size-wise, Junmar Fajardo, again, is too slow for the international game. He's great in the PBA level, where all he needs to do is get into the post and dominate from there because he's practically taller and bigger than everybody else. But in the international scene, we have seen Junmar Fajardo being bullied by international players, being pushed out to a place on the perimeter where he's not comfortable at all operating. And on the defensive end, they just abuse Junmar Fajardo. They hunt for him in the international space. So the additions of Raymond Almazan, Kai Soto, and Ange Kwame on this list are very integral as to just the size factor that we always seem to be missing when we're joining these international competitions. I like Carlton Mayo on this list. I've always been a big fan of him. Justin Brownlee and Japhet Aguilar are probably going to crack this lineup because they're going to be very important pieces scoring and defensively for the Gilas men's national team when they start competing internationally. Where it's also a bit of a miss to me in the 2 guard position is, where is Renz Abando or Robert Bolick? They are probably the best 2 guards available in the Philippine Basketball Association and internationally, but their names are not on this list. Renz Abando absolutely making a killing in the Korean B-League. Same goes for Juan Gomez Ariano, who is also doing pretty well in Lithuania. So these names have been omitted from this list, and I'm kind of curious as to why they're not there. If you need rebounding, defense, length, athleticism, which is something that we don't have a lot of, to be honest with you, these are guys who can contribute at a really optimal level for Gilas Pilipinas. It begs the question, how do they select these guys? What's their criteria? Because there are no NCAA guys on this list from college. No notable names of that. From the UAAP, Jerome Lastimosa has made this list. Shawnee Winston has made this list along with Carlton Mayo and Francis Lopez, who has yet again to play a game in the UAAP. Now, when this all pieces together, the one thing that we can probably look forward to is that this team can consistently practice and gel together, where we have a solid team to field in international competition, because their excuse over the past couple of games internationally has been that we haven't had a lot of practice time. We haven't had a lot of time together to really gel and understand the coach's system. And this is going to be also interesting, who will be the actual head coach of the Gilas men's national team, because we've all had this passionate reaction to Chot Reyes being that guy, and we don't want him to be that guy anymore. Can it be somebody else? Can the SBP humble themselves and bring back Tab Baldwin, who has had, again, success at the levels that, again, we've just seen so much from him, and especially in the UAAP where he won another chip. So that's going to be something that, as Gilas fans, as fans of basketball in the Philippines, we would love to see progression in. And for this pool that we're looking at right now, let's see if they can come together. Let's see if we can get the right gel of players, really, because that's what's been missing. That's what's been missing for us as this time has come and gone. And we'll see, because again, it's going to be a progression thing. And with this selection, again, I want to see RJ Abarrientos, maybe an SJ Belangel, and maybe a Juan Gomez Dariano, a Kobe Paras from overseas, or playing the Japanese B League. He is a snub on this list. I don't know how Calvin Oftana and Arvin Tolentino are above Kobe Paras. Again, maybe he's trying to fulfill his Japanese B League contracts, but again, this is the lineup that we're dealing with. Let's hope and pray that they come together, that they finally make the selection for who will be playing and representing us in international games. This has been Javid Quinonala for GT Sports. See you in the next one.